All right, I'll call the regular meeting of the Anderson County Commissioners Court to order on April 8th, 2024 at 9:30 a.m. Show that the quorum is present. All members of the court are present in the courtroom. And first item on the agenda is invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance. And if everybody would stand, I'm going to ask Commissioner Hill if he would lead us in the invocation.
Heavenly Father, Lord, we just come to you today, Lord, just thank you and praise you for this wonderful day. Father, we just ask you to be with us, Lord, as we conduct business for the county. Just pray to be business that's pleasing to you. Father, just lift up the men and women who are fighting for our freedoms, Lord. Just pray you'll be with them, watch over them, be with their families, comfort them through this time. Lord, just thank you and praise you for all you do. It's in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do we have anybody sign up? All right, next item. We don't have anybody signed up for public comment.
I'm sorry.
Item number 4, consent agenda. The consent agenda is considered to be self-explanatory and will be enacted with one motion. There will not be a separate discussion of these items. However, any consent agenda item may be removed for individual consideration pursuant to request by a Commissioners Court member. We got budget amendments, numbers 15 through 18, and then also number 20 for 2024. Approved bills. Do we have utilities crossing county roads?
I have none.
No, sir.
Anybody?
I have none. I don't know.
No, sir, I don't think you do.
Only thing I have is that, we have
Is that a special agenda?
we have agenda item for it.
Okay, all right. None, Ken?
No, sir.
And then I gave the clerk a document disclosure statement under chapter 176 local government code. It's in the consent agenda also. I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Hill. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Mims. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So ordered. Item number 5 is consider and take action to approve appointing the members of the Child Welfare Board. And Mindy Chambers and some of the members are here present. I think y'all got a sheet that's got the list of members at the top. Looks like this.
Good morning.
Yes.
How's everybody doing this morning?
Great.
Okay. So this morning I wanted to introduce the Child Welfare Board to you for the 2024 year. Our purpose for the Anderson County Child Welfare Board assist in protection and well-being of the abused and neglected children of Anderson County. Children receiving aid through the Texas Child Protective Services. CPS obtains help from the ACCWB to meet the children's tangible needs. Our goal is to ensure children are living in a nurturing and safe environment. We do have several members this year that we're so proud to have. A lot of us have to get back to work right after this, but I want to introduce you to them. I am Mindy Chambers, the president of the Child Welfare Board for 2024. I am a real estate agent. I'm retired law enforcement for 23 years. I love my job as law enforcement. I love my job. That's how I fell in love with the Child Welfare Board. And I'm going to introduce you to our next ones. Mona Johnson is our vice president. She could not make it this morning, but she's awesome. She does a lot with our community. You'll see her at a lot of events, so she's very into the community events. Susan Tingle is our treasurer. I'm going to let her tell you who she is.
I work for the City of Palestine. I dispatch for the County Sheriff's Office part-time. I dispatch sometimes for the PD, and it's Mindy's fault that I'm on the Child Welfare Board. I'm also working on a Safe Haven baby box for Palestine and Anderson County. I think I got everything. Everything? Awesome.
Thank you.
So our secretary is Brianna McKnight.
I'm Brianna McKnight. I'm new to Anderson County. I've only been here a couple of years. I'm a teacher at the junior high, and I met Mindy through one of our programs with the kids, and that's how I became involved and interested in this board.
Our next member is Casey Gonzalez.
Hi, Casey Gonzalez. I'm born and raised Palestine. I am a middle school teacher at Palestine Junior High. Met Mindy through the PYSO cheer.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm a cheer coach too, thanks to Casey. I was gonna do monetary, and that was not what they needed. Lee Brown could not make it today. They're having their open house at Casa today. If y'all can make it, y'all go. It starts at 11, so she's handling all that. Mary Ann Admire, come on up.
Good morning. Thank you guys for having us today. I'm the Main Street Coordinator for the City of Palestine, so that's my full-time job. I've been a resident of Anderson County for about 3 years now, so my roots actually run deep here, 5 or 6 generations back. So, but my personal experience has just been just for about 3 years here. So, thank you for having us.
She's so modest. She actually does all our marketing and social media and all of that. So I do have something for you guys. The Child Welfare Board is officially a 501c3 this year. We have these little cups we're going to be starting as our fundraiser. It has, I proudly support the ACCW, Anderson County Child Welfare Board, and on the back, making a difference one child at a time. If you will notice, the pinwheels are on the top and on the bottom. That is our signature for our event that's coming up this coming Friday. Oh, I'm sorry, Lillian, you weren't on my list. Lillian, this is Lillian Holly. I'm sorry, she is a member also. Come on up, Lillian. She's like, what's going on?
Hi, I'm Lillian Holly, self-employed here in Palestine, on my own business for the last 16 years. I'm a retired educationer for Palestine Independent School District.
Thank you.
Modest too. She's actually my pastor.
I was wondering. I was wondering. I didn't hear you.
I'm sorry, she's not on the list. See, I forget things. She's not on the list. I'm sorry. Her name is Lillian Holly. Yes, sir. Lillian Holly. Last name spelling is Hollie. I didn't even see it. So we want to give each one of you guys that are up here one of our cups to support the Anderson County. If anybody's, you've run into somebody say they love it, call us. We will help them out with one. But as you can see, it has the pinwheels. We do have our this is National Child Abuse Awareness Month. And the event this Friday starts at 11 on the courthouse square. We'll be doing the proclamation. We're going to hand you one of these pages. It is Child Abuse Prevention Month, not just for a month, but for life. It's the Go Blue event on April 12, 2024, 500 North Church Street on the courthouse square. So if you guys can join us, we would love it. If you guys will go ahead and go give them their. Yes, thank you guys.
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all.
What you do.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, dear.
How you doing today?
Appreciate y'all.
Nice to see you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, we have to all be back to work with that.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am,
you.
I understand.
Thank you so much.
And I've added Lily and Holly to the bottom of the list, so I'll entertain a motion to approve the members of the Child Welfare Board for Anderson County. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Mims, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Chapin, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So ordered.
Thank
Got
y'all.
that done.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all
Thank
for
y'all.
what you do.
And Mindy, we'll set up a meeting. She left. Okay. All right. We got to get with the auditor, and talk about their budget. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Like,
Yes, sir.
all right. All right, item number 6 is consider and take action on the final plat for Dogwood Lake subdivision. Commissioner Chapin.
Yes, sir. This is gonna be our final on this section of it. This is our last one, I think. This time he didn't make everybody a copy. I didn't think it's necessary.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning,
Looks like it's
Commissioners.
Pretty lengthy.
It is extremely lengthy. I did ask permission if I could, and I was told to bring one. And I actually brought two if y'all need to share. Everything y'all requires in here. The only thing that I did not have the last time we met, a couple of weeks ago, was the 911 addressing, and I do have that included in here. The private road number, and the fact that they will assign addresses. These are big properties, and so you put your driveway in, they don't know exactly where to locate it.
And it's really up, in our subdivision rules, it's up to the commissioner about how the sign should be designed. But I'm sure it's probably what everybody's doing is what that standard road sign.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, it just says private road.
I just want to make sure we were on the same page on that.
I hope it's standard, because I already gave
Okay,
the go-ahead to order them.
okay.
Yeah.
But yes, we'll verify that those are the correct ones. And I do have the final plat here, 3 copies, just like we discussed last time, no Mylars.
That's it.
So if y'all need to see any of this or have any questions, please fire away.
Just for the court's information, the city's evidently fixing to take up something on ETJ. I've got to call city manager, but that's coming up the end of the month, I think, in their second meeting. So, all right.
I make a motion, we approve the final plat.
Okay. Motion by Commissioner Dixon. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hill to approve the final plat for Dogwood Lake subdivision. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And all abstain.
Thank y'all very much.
You bet.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Item
it.
number 7 is consider to take action on the final plat for Sleepy Hollow Trailer Park on private road 6426 and FM 320. Morning.
Morning, Commissioners, and Judge McKinney. My name's Kerry Crum. I represent Sleepy Hollow number 2.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, sir.
Thanks.
I think everything.
And yes, Judge McKinney, I did get the private road sign up. It is up.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Hang on.
Done there.
Did you have a question?
I didn't know if you needed to wait on him to sign.
Well,
Okay.
are y'all gonna wait?
He's gonna leave this guy waiting.
Okay. All right, you gonna hang around till we get through? Somebody is? Okay. Okay.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Mr. Crum.
Well, I'm here representing Sleepy Hollow number 2, and if you have any questions.
Anything on that, Commissioner Hughes?
No, sir.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve the final plat for Sleepy Hollow Trailer Park on private road 6426 and FM 320. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Dixon. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Chapin. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And all abstained.
Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Crum.
Thank you, sir.
Item number 8 is consider to take action on 2-year contract between Anderson County and Crossroads Family Care for Indigent Healthcare. I think Kathy asked for this to be, I think she did put this on. And I think they've been a big help with indigent healthcare in talking to her in the past. I didn't know if the commissioners had any comments on that or not. We just need to approve the interlocal agreement. Any questions?
No, sir.
No, sir, I have none.
All right. I'll entertain a motion to approve the 2-year contract between Anderson County and Crossroads Family Care for Indigent Healthcare. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Dixon. Is there a
Second.
second by Commissioner Mims. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So ordered. Item number 9 is consider to take action on annual contracts between Anderson County and the following volunteer fire departments of Frankston VFD, Slocum, and Slocum VFD. And we have their financial statements. I'll entertain a motion to approve both of their contracts.
So moved.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Mims, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hill. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So ordered. Item number 10 is consider to take action on interlocal cooperation contract for the failure to appear program between Anderson County and the Texas Department of Public Safety for District, County, and Justice of the Peace Courts. I got this from DPS, and I went back and found the old agreement. It's several years old, and they said this needed to be renewed. So it's just a renewal of our contract for failure to appear with DPS. So that when they're getting their driver's license, that it shows up, okay? Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to approve the interlocal cooperation contract on the failure to appear program with the Texas Department of Public Safety. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Mims. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Dixon. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So ordered. Item number 11 here from Mr. Bill Stepp regarding a grant to place air conditioning in the Vietnam Veterans Association in the DAV building located at 927 Gardner Drive, Palestine, Texas, and take action as necessary. Morning, Mr. Stepp.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners.
And that is one of our polling places.
It is.
That is one of your polling places, yes, sir. It's part of the legacy. I'm not sure, I haven't been around here in Palestine, Anderson County long enough to know the history behind this building, which goes back 30 or 50 years or more. But somehow it became available for the disabled American veterans to use as their meeting place and for their support base. They farmed out and made Vietnam Veterans of America a tenant along with the American Legion. This lasted several years. In 1916, the membership of the DAV had dwindled in participation, had gone down to the point where they were considering folding up. And that would basically was going to leave the rest of us at tenants hanging in the wind. We had a fortunate donation for the Vietnam Veterans of America, and we were able to purchase 51% of the building for the DAV, which those funds also kept them afloat. The facility is legacy facility, and the air conditioning units are definitely legacy units. And they're on their last leg. In November of 2022, at the election, it was unseasonably warm that year. One of the units, air conditioning units, failed. We had to expend a lot of funds to bring it back online. It managed to hold up until 2 months ago when the heating unit in the other air conditioning, there are two units, an air conditioning heater units. The heating unit failed. It was a failure of a pump. Unfortunately, there are no more pumps being manufactured, and we could not find one anywhere online. Our supplier that we were looking at even could not get the drawings to have one manufactured to specification. It's going to have to be copied by reverse engineering. We're looking, basically, we're going to have to replace both units. Neither the VVA nor the DAV have the combined resources to replace them. We did, when the first unit went out, we went out and got estimates from air conditioning units. And those units, that's the reason we had a hiatus there between the first failure and now is the initial estimates we got back showed that we didn't have the resources. One of the members of my unit, the DAV, was in contact with Commissioner Chafin, and Commissioner Chafin volunteered that there is a possibility that there are funds available for holdover funds that were available for repair or replacement of the units. And they asked me to prepare a proposal. I looked at all of the possibilities of replacement versus repair, and it pretty much became evident that the only real serious answer to the question, and not just a Band-Aid approach, is a replacement. So I prepared the proposal that you have, that I passed through Commissioner Chapin, to replace both units. They run from 17,000 down to 9,000. I would make note that the estimate for $9,000 was from the grandson of Debbie Wesson. So he has agreed to do the replacement at cost. That's the reason for the discrepancy or the gap between the high-end and the low-end units. If we're approved and we get the funds, we can move ahead with replacement. It would certainly be helpful for us. We're on a wing and a prayer. We're on one unit, and there's no telling when and if it's going to be able to manage to hold the load, especially if we have an overly hot summer. So we would appreciate your consideration of the proposal.
You bet. When I met with the first couple of guys, you know, they have, y'all have several events out there. I mean, pretty
Yes, sir.
regular. So, I mean, it was a place for, you know, where our veterans meet and they do, and that was one of my concerns. And if the court looks at this and sees that we could possibly use some of the ARPA money to help these guys out, it's also one of our polling places. So we're gonna have to, you know, I don't know what we do about that for the elections. They're gonna have heat, and I think the heat and the air is both going out, right?
Both of them are going out. The first failure was air. The second failure of this last one was heat.
So this unit's for both, right?
Now, the air conditioner unit is the one that we repaired, and that's the operational one now. The heater unit is gone. That's the one that has the failure that the component cannot be replaced.
Okay, but on this estimate that you have here, or the quote that you have, is that gonna?
That's for 2 units. 2 units, heat and air.
It'll fix both of your problems.
Yes, sir.
They're gonna fix it.
It's all
They're gonna
everything.
donate that group, that company's donating the labor.
Labor
Is what
and
they
all.
explained to me.
Yes, sir.
Supplying the brand-new equipment. If the county can see, you know, if the courts agree to help them with the equipment, they're gonna provide the services. And it'll get y'all up and running, and then that's where we're at with that.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, with it being a polling place, we should be able to help them because it is a polling place.
So we did Tennessee County,
Well,
We did Tennessee counties.
and we did.
Green Bay too. So we should be able to help them with it being a polling place.
Is this something we can pay for out of the ARPA funds, maybe?
Yes, sir.
Well, that'd be my motion, is that we replace the air conditioning for $9,100. That's the bid price.
That'd be fine.
That's heat and air, right?
Yes, sir, heat and air for the 2
Yeah.
units by Henry AC and Heating. So I'll make a motion if the court do that.
Now, second.
Oh, okay.
Motion by Commissioner Dixon, second by Commissioner Hill to approve the quote with Henry AC and Heating, $9,100 to replace the heat and air for actually it's the Vietnam veterans and the DAV.
You know, Vietnam veterans own 51%, so.
But
But
it's both
the legacy is the DAV hall, and it's been the DAV hall for 20-some odd years, so.
Actually, that was our veterans office for a long time.
Oh, yes, sir. That's how I understand it's how it started, was a veterans center, and it had the county VSO as well as the DAV and American Legion, and it evolved down to where we're now the only 2 occupants and are the owners of the building.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So ordered.
Gentlemen, we thank you very much. We meet
Thank you,
every
Mr. Williams.
second Tuesday of the month, 6 o'clock, 6:30 for a meal, and of course, 7 o'clock for business. You're all considered welcome at any time.
We appreciate your service.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, item number 12 is consider to take action on declaring surplus items from Precinct 1 Road and Bridge Department. Commissioner Chapin.
Yes, sir. I've got a list of stuff. It's gonna be just our equipment that we're gonna declare surplus. I mean, I've got all the bin numbers and stuff down on them. I don't think that they would really help you identify them. We've got,
This is that list that you're talking about?
yes, sir. Do you have one, Rashawn?
Yes, sir, it's right here.
Okay.
I think everybody got one in the packet. I just wanna make sure that was what you were talking about.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But, I mean, I can read that. I don't guess I need to read the bin number to all of them, do I? Just give that to Mark. We got a 2006 International. It's a dump truck, 2004 Ford 250. It's just gonna be one of our service trucks that we're taking out of service. Then the, 2015 Crew Cab, same way, service truck coming out. A, 2002 Mack Day Cab, lots of miles. We've already replaced it with another truck. We got another Mack truck, same way, day cab truck. And then a New Holland tractor, which is gonna be a Boom Max tractor. And we've already replaced it with a new one, so we just need to declare these surplus so that we can get them on auction. Yes, sir.
All right. Is that a motion?
That's a motion. Yes, sir.
Motion by Commissioner Chapin to declare Precinct 1 Road and Bridge, equipment, is surplus, and put it in the auction, and, submit this list that he's given the court to the clerk, his documentation of what he's putting in surplus. So it's a motion by Commissioner Chapin. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Mims. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So ordered.
Judge Davis has entered the courtroom, and I understand that he has a meeting he has to be at, so could we skip down to number 22 and, hear from him?
Yes, sir. Judge Davis? Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Morning, Judge McKinney, Commissioners. All right. I appreciate you going out of order and having me heard this morning. I've got to head to Leon County here in a little while, but I wanted to visit with you just on the district judge's position on this light item that's on the agenda today. This is an issue that frankly does concern us a little bit here with the magistration. There are at least one JP that we're aware of that is not performing weekend magistrations, all right? We've had 2 meetings. The issue's been going on for at least about 2.5 years that we're aware of. We've had, like I said, 2 meetings to try to address the issue. If it were an issue, I guess, of like health, medical issues or something like that, I'd be the first to volunteer to come in and fill in those weekends. The issue, from what we're aware of, is just a refusal to perform those duties, all right? And the district judge's position on this is that with our current duties that we have, being on call for warrants, trials, working multiple counties, we're just not able to carry this on. And in Anderson County, when we checked into the tradition of this goes back a precedent of about 40 to 50 years of the district judges not performing the magistrations. Now, in the other counties, it's commonplace for the JPs to perform these. Cherokee County, in my jurisdiction, is most comparable to Anderson County, and they actually have extra magistrates that are on call. They have at least 2 to 3 with the city of Jacksonville that help out, then the JPs as well. To my knowledge, in Leon County or in Cherokee County, the district judges don't perform that function. The second part I wanted to bring to your attention is the severity of the offenses, and if somebody, say for example, were taken into custody on a Friday evening, say it's a violent crime or something of that nature, within 48 hours, there is a constitutional duty to have that individual magistrated. All right, if that individual is not magistrated and remains in custody in our jails, we are potentially liable for a suit, or that individual may be set free on a PR bond or a lesser bond that's not commensurate with the level of the crime or the offense that that person is accused of. All right, that's the main point there. With that, we feel, I think that Sheriff Flores and Chief Webb have tried to make it available online for this function to be performed. That was accomplished over 2 years ago. So the magistration can be performed remotely. It doesn't have to be performed in person for the JPs that are there. I understand there is a great debate, that, big decision that you're going to have to make as a court is whether or not to bring on a magistrate officer. How that's funded, the position itself, that's all within your purview. I'm staying in my lane with this, but I just want the district judge's perspective to be heard and understood. We're not refusing to help. We see the issue being at least one individual refuses to perform those duties, and that's something entirely different. So we would be shouldering that workload for somebody that just refuses to perform those functions. And that's why we feel it's unacceptable for us to be involved at that point. Again, if this were a medical issue, an emergency or something like that, I'd be the first. I live here locally. I'll just go right down to the jail and take care of it. Throughout my over 7 years on the bench now, I've only performed a magistration, I think, 3 times in cases of such situations, all right? When I've gone to the jail, I actually had to perform it myself. But that's where we are on that. I'll entertain any questions that the court may have from us on that perspective.
Well, I'm not prepared for some presentation this morning on this subject because nobody said one word to me about this judge. So I'm just letting you know that nobody's approached me or talked to me about any kind of, you mentioned another judge or associate judge, or what do you?
If a magistrate position, this is something we've been kicking around and mulling over for over 2.5 years, it would solve the problem. In certain jurisdictions, it's not uncommon to have a fully funded magistrate that's on call 24/7. Is that necessary for Anderson County? That'll be up to your decision. Should something be full-time, part-time, just hourly on call as needed? That's the decision that the court will be able to make on that and how it's funded and on that endeavor, all right? That's what I'm saying, we're not gonna tell the court how to address that issue. My focus here this morning is A, to present the district judge's viewpoint on this as the representative of the district judges, and the B, to kind of bring some other issues relating to this to your attention, would be the potential liability of this. Now, Sheriff Flores can magistrate, but my understanding is that he cannot magistrate for violent crimes. And so say, for example, the hypothetical I gave you, you got a Friday, 48 hours, we're on a Sunday, he can't, I'm not sure he can magistrate for violent offenses, all right? I'm not sure he can do that.
But he has a cap on his up to $10,000, isn't that correct?
And that could be up to a murder. If it was a violent offense, he could do, or any offense that's not violent. The cap is $10,000 on a bond.
Let me ask a question because
Sure.
on the Damon Allen Act may have changed something.
Sure
But
did.
in the past, because when I was JP and county judge before, if you were arrested on a Friday afternoon, you had until Monday to magistrate that person at the jail. Now, I don't know if the Code of Criminal Procedure changed. I know under the Damon Allen Act, it's 48 hours. And the legislature put that in place. I don't know if there's a conflict. I hadn't looked at that. But under 1517 in the Code of Criminal Procedure, there used to be a section that said that, you know, if somebody's arrested on a weekend or arrested in the afternoon on a Friday, then they had till Monday to magistrate that person. So I'm not sure if there's a conflict. Sometimes one thing passes and something didn't get changed. I don't know. I'd have to look at that. But
Okay.
I just wanted to mention that. That might be a discussion we have to have. But
Sure, and it's my understanding it is 48 hours. That is my understanding of it when I was trained in my judicial training. Now, Damon Allen, that's the other issue too you brought to my attention. Now I'm neglected to mention that. The Damon Allen Act has created additional trainings that are required, and additional magistration requirements to try to make sure that people that are on bond out of different counties for violent offenses and may commit one, say for example in our county or a different county, that's not lost. All this information has to be updated and uploaded into the system. The magistrates are trained on how to do that. And that's if this lingers and people that are arrested are not magistrated in a timely manner, this is something that's not being caught, all right? And that's something else that goes along with this.
And, I mean, every magistrate had to take the training in the state of Texas. That was a requirement within a certain period of time, under 1715 in the Code of Criminal Procedure. So, you know, I may have some more discussion when the sheriff comes up on that. But I just wanted to point that out to the court. Because they don't do this, they're not familiar with it, probably like we are.
All right, any other questions?
No, sir, I have none.
No, sir.
Yes, sir, thank you.
I think the sheriff's got the hook behind me here, so I'm gonna go ahead and step out of his way.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you very much for making time in your busy schedule.
We're going out of order, obviously, because the judge was here and he was able to make the presentation from the district judge's point of view. But this is an issue that's finally come to a head. It's been going on a lot longer than 2.5 years. I inherited it. In 2021, we had a meeting with the previous county judge chairing it and all of the sitting justices of the peace at the time, and really didn't resolve anything about the duties imposed by 1715 and magistration of inmates that are at the county jail on on-view arrest, not a warrantless arrest. And it is 48 hours on felonies, 24 hours on misdemeanors. We again had another meeting about it after Judge McKinney took office and became the county judge. Not all of the JPs attended. Some other judges attended, like a representative from the district courts and the county court at law judge. We really didn't resolve anything other than it needed to be done, and it fell to the peace officer to do it if no judge was available.
And I did suggest a resolution.
You suggested a resolution by assigning other people to do it, but
Well,
you just heard from them they're not available to do it.
Let's just not leave that out, okay? That
Well, I wasn't finished talking yet. So the resolution hasn't worked. We're at a point now where other things have changed. As you mentioned, you weren't aware you might not have been aware of changes. That with crimes of violence, whether it's a misdemeanor or a felony, a peace officer cannot set a peace officer's bond in the absence of a magistrate. So we would be in violation of the law if and I wouldn't allow my employees to do it, I do it myself. I would be in violation of the law if I set a bond as a peace officer on a misdemeanor or a felony based on this time period, once they're in the county jail. And if I don't set a bond and they remain in the jail for more than 24 hours on a misdemeanor or 48 hours on a felony, I'm violating that law. So I'm at an impasse where no matter what we do, we're going to be violating the law, exposing the county to liability and potentially other legal action. If we set a bond on a crime of violence as a peace officer, even if we were doing that, the peace officer cannot impose any conditions of bond, and he can't issue a protective order on behalf of the victim to protect them. So not only are we putting the county at risk, putting the public at risk. So I'm at an impasse. What we've been doing is no longer working, and now the ball's in y'all's court to try to solve this problem somehow.
That would be with either creating a position for that, or is there any possibility we could take an employee of the Sheriff's Department of Indy County and have them magistrated, educated on magistrates, because this person we pick, they're not gonna be a judge, they're just gonna be a magistrating, right?
My understanding of the law would be that the district courts can appoint an associate magistrate, has to be a licensed attorney, and yes, that's what the county, Judge Davis just said.
But our JPs are not licensed attorneys.
Or there is no provision in the law to appoint a special JP. Municipal court judges can do this, and the county could contract with a municipal court judge or have one appointed and pay for that. Those are all options that y'all can explore, but in the end, it has to be a magistrate to go online, look at the information under the Public Safety Reporting Act, the Damon Allen Act that the judge indicated, and then that magistrate has to set those bonds. I think we're in an impasse now where we have to do something to protect the county and protect our citizens.
I think the best possible solution would be for this, and I don't know how the other court members feel, is that we actually picked up an hourly or on-call magistrate until we could find another way to resolve and get this taken care of at the time, because I understand personally with my JP, and I've heard other judges out there talk about this, and we've had talks even during the holidays, Christmas, New Year's. They weren't going because it was someone else's time to go, and they just refused to go. So they was put in place to go in someone else's place, but they had already just got them off of their rotation. And I don't think that's fair.
And that's right. It's not all JPs. It's not all the time. We have some that do their rotation and have done without complaint for many years. When it comes up, it is a problem. Creates not only the issue of potentially violating the law of one of two ways, and also if they don't have a bond set, it puts us in a position of hitting the cap at the county jail on the state mandated minimum ratio of supervision, then we are in violation of state law there.
I know that,
All right, I didn't want to.
okay, well, I know that we've already funded the budget for the 2024 year, but I think the court really should consider and look at amending the budget, finding a possible place to get the funds from to create a new spot in the budget for hourly or on-call, and we should get with an attorney. That would keep us out of a lot of litigations and stuff by actually doing that with a licensed attorney here that would want to, whoever the district judges vetted, see fit to fit that position. You recommend, Judge?
If the Commissioners Court approves that, and that's the plan, yes, that'd be good.
Yes.
Let me bring up something else, okay? Because I had a magistrate on Friday,
Yes, sir.
because the municipal judge only does Class C misdemeanors. And I had 3 of them that she refused to do. She is a magistrate.
Yes, sir.
And she goes to the jail, or she does it live, live scan?
Remotely.
Remotely. And all she does is Class C's. 15, 17, if you're a magistrate and you're magistrating inmates, you're supposed to magistrate everybody standing there before you. 15, 17 says, it doesn't say that the judge shall go to the jail. It says it's a law enforcement agency shall bring that inmate before the magistrate. So there's nothing in the code that says you gotta go to the jail.
It doesn't. It doesn't. It allows you to do it remotely or in person.
Correct.
And I believe her contract that she does those for requires her to only do Class C misdemeanors.
Well, I mean, she's a magistrate.
Yes, sir.
You've got a city magistrate down at Elkhart.
Yes, that's right.
And I don't know that they're doing any magistration either.
And the law says that the Supreme Court justices of the state of Texas, the Court of Criminal Appeals, and every judge between the city mayor and the city judge of Elkhart, Frankston, to those people can do it. But yes, they are, and they can do it. But we're not here today trying to get them to come and do it. We're trying to find out what we can do to avoid violating the law of the 48 hours, 24 hours, or the overcapacity at the county jail.
But this concerns me because it affects all the JPs that are doing magistration. It affects me because I got in rotation.
Yes, sir.
I took it upon myself to get it, put myself in rotation.
Well, if you think there's a problem with the way she's doing her job, I guess you're welcome to make a complaint to the Office of the Court Administration or something, but it doesn't solve our problem.
Well, I understand. I just wanted the court to be aware that somebody else is having to go down there and magistrate this same inmate that was standing before the judge. And so that's double work for somebody to do. So I just wanted the court to understand that.
I kind of agree with Commissioner Mims. If we could find someone that could possibly be on call or hourly or contract with them per magistrate or whatever. I know that's been going on for a while. I think it'd be good to have somebody, if nobody could get there, we could call on that person and they could come take care of it and be done with it.
If we're able to
I think
do
they
that,
should
with
be able to do it online too, though.
Oh, yeah,
Once
however.
they've been vetted, they
Right.
should be able, because no telling where the attorney is.
Right.
But they legally should know the parameters or the procedures to do
Right.
what needs to be done.
Yes, the court has been very cooperative with me since I've been in office and helping provide the infrastructure that would allow a magistrate to do that remotely.
Yes, sir.
That person's gonna have to go through all the training.
They'll have to take the PSRS training. Yes.
Lengthy, and then they're gonna have to be set up on a PSRS system so that they can enter all that data if the court chooses to do something like that. So there's some other issues to be concerned about.
Yes, sir.
Not just, let's appoint somebody and this weekend they show up.
You're correct.
Judge Davis?
That's why it's being brought to your attention so y'all can
Could you
discuss it and
approach
talk
the
about
podium,
it.
please, sir? It's not meaning to cut you off, sir. Question, Judge. With the court, if we were to execute this or try to find a solution to the problem that's been going on for many years now, would there be a district judge or you yourself available to help fill and basically, kind of supervisors?
Yes, we would make sure that the individual, whomever is selected, is properly trained, ready to go. We also have the other JPs. I think Judge Lightfoot is in here as well.
Yes, sir.
They can help train, and we're going to make sure that they're prepared and know what they're doing and that they're able to function properly. And going back to a point that Judge McKinney raised, he did raise a legitimate point. The city magistrate that is there, Brenda Johnston, I believe on one hand she's limited by contract, but Judge McKinney is right. She can magistrate higher offenses, but that may need to be an issue that's also resolved there. But from my understanding, with one justice of the peace refusing to perform any weekends.
That's the biggest problem.
It is huge. And so it's something we need to have addressed. It's been lingering for a long time. Other people have been stepping up to cover that, Judge McKinney as well, and we do appreciate that, but we just can't have it operating like this. It's just not good for Anderson County. It's been of concern for a while. And like I said, Jacksonville actually has 2 to 3 city magistrates that are on call and ready to go at any given time. They've had a lot of issues lately, if you've read the newspaper as well. So they need that structure in place. One person, I think, should be able to take care of this, in my opinion. How you structure it, how you set it up, hourly, full-time, part-time, however you do it is up to you within your purview. But I think this one position would solve the problem.
Thank you. But we do have y'all willing to help. Therefore, the court doesn't, as Judge stated, know anything about this position and what it entitles, their duties and their functions. We have somebody who's legally in that parameter, who does understand, knows what to do, can be on top of it, and make sure we have the right thing, as long as we fund that budget and create a position that will help fill this need, correct?
Correct.
So this person will do magistration all the time?
Would be on call if somebody's not available. One particular weekend, yes, they'd probably be expected to cover.
What about during the week if somebody's not available?
If that's funded position, Judge, I'm sure that would be an option, if it's funded for that and set up for that.
So they're just gonna fill in the gaps, what it is for the ones that are not doing it. Because when that position changes, that new person might pick up the slack and go do it.
Yes.
So I just don't know if we need to check with other counties to see how they pay theirs, whether if they get paid by magistrate or just be paid for being on call, or if there's, a certain percentage for on call and then hourly by magistrates, but we can call the,
Cherokee County.
Cherokee County give us help
see,
with.
give us something to work with. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Judge.
Right now, the JPs that perform the duties on a rotation do it a week at a time, so it's also during the week as well as the weekend when they go on call. They go on at 5 o'clock Friday afternoon, and they end at 5 o'clock the following Friday. So that leaves a week where we're not getting it on a rotation on that weekend as well as during the week. And we've called upon and asked other judges to help us. Sometimes it's been the JPs, sometimes it's been our county judge. That inconveniences all of them that have other duties and other responsibilities. The county judge will tell you, it's been many times he's been interrupted in his workflow and his schedule to assist the sheriff's office in making sure this happens, because we'll be in violation of the law if we don't. I've got an opinion from Flowers Davis about some of those changes that have come up and how it affects the sheriff, and their highlighted information in here, our boldface information about what they recommend for the sheriff, is to get those people out of their jail if this doesn't happen. And I just finally got this, though it was requested some time back. It came in just before the Commissioners Court meeting this morning, and I've given a copy to the county clerk that he can make part of the record, and then copies for all of you gentlemen. Any additional questions on that particular item?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Thank you all very much for your time.
Thank you, sir.
So is this something we want to just maybe
No action today on it. We need to just
get with Cherokee County or some surrounding counties and see
and
kinda
then
how
see if
they're
we can
doing
find
it,
somebody that's that'd be a candidate for the position.
and then put it back on.
Wouldn't be us, that'd be district.
That'd be district judge who handle that. We just need to see if we get with our auditor as far as finding a budget amount that will fund
I can find out how.
a part-time or
other-
hourly, and come
other-
back to the
others are
court,
paid
say
in
the
other
next
counties.
meeting. If we'll put it back on the next meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
So no action on this item?
No, sir.
we'll pass item number 22 for now.
But we'll try to attack it the next meeting, see what we can find out.
All right, item number 13, consider to take action on a salesman permit request for Anderson County Road 2608 and authorize Commissioner Mims to sign the permit. I think this is what you were alluding to earlier.
Yes, sir, and I was actually trying to see this, so you're Mr. Whitney, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I was waiting on you out there. It's okay. Thank you.
I got here a little early.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I've been in talks with Robert North, and Mr. North come down. They've sent Mr. North to go work on another project as of last Friday. So he sent Mr. Wimpy in his place. We all know what's going on in Bethel. I don't want to get into too much details about it at this moment. I know that's the way state and the guys, everybody want me to keep it just kind of where we know what's going on out there, and they need to go in and do some seismic graphs. And how many is it again you need to place along the county road? Do you know exactly?
I don't know exactly. What they'll be doing is putting geophones,
Yes,
which
sir.
is their
Yes, sir.
answering their recording
Yes,
devices.
sir. So they need to look down towards our, I guess, up under the ground, a little bit toward the core, see where they can find anything at, and get reports back where they can see what they need to plug up. So I would say it's the best thing we need to do and the best approach. They found out is come to the commissioner and to get a contract signed with the commissioner, just like a utility crossing, but it would be as far as to place those alongside the county road. Therefore, they would not have to go to each individual landowner and disrupt what they have going on to get a quicker solution at the moment, and to find out where they need to go in and attack and address the concerns that are going on out there.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve the seismic permit request for Anderson County Road 2608 and authorize Commissioner Mims to sign the permit. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Chapin. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hill. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So ordered.
And I have the copy here. If Mark, let me go ahead and sign it and make copies. Yes, sir.
Do you need me to hang
I don't
around?
think we're gonna be that much longer. If you wanna stay for a little bit.
Yes, sir.
That's
That way
fine,
you
I
can take
can.
it on back, because I know Thursday, I knew it was, I don't know who that was, but some guy was very heated. He called our secretary, I think he was with Energy Transfer or something. They said, man, we're out here, we got everything, we can't put nothing in. And I had to tell him, just calm down 1 second, call Mr. North. And I think Mr. North got him.
Yeah, he was originally gonna be here, but
Yes, sir.
he had a job he had to go to
Yes, sir.
Kansas
But-
today.
But thank y'all.
So they called me in.
Thank y'all.
Is that it?
Yes, sir.
Thank
Just-
you.
If you just
If
wait.
you wanna wait just a little bit, maybe we can take care of your paperwork, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Item number 14, consider to take action on purchasing equipment from Ritchie Brothers for Auction Express up to $100,000. Commissioner Mims.
Yes, sir. Last court, 2 courts ago, I got approval for, to purchase some equipment, out of a list. Some of that equipment I wasn't able to, get this time due to the fact that they didn't have exactly what I was looking for at the Ritchie Brothers auction. Then they had one and it sold for more than what I wanted to spend for it, given the condition it was in. So there will be a auction. There's actually one today and tomorrow, but it's not gonna be in Texas. I don't wanna purchase from that one. They're gonna have one the first of, next month in Houston, and then Auctioneer Express actually has some equipment on there going on right now, and their bids will be up by the end of, so what I would like to have the court to do is give me approval to look at both of these, research the equipment, make sure it's worthy of buying it and putting it out there for precinct 2 to use, but it will be for actual next month, so I wouldn't have to come back to the court, and it still be within the same parameters, another dump truck, a trailer, reclaimer, and a flatbed dump.
Any questions?
No, sir.
Sir.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve purchasing equipment from Ritchie Brothers or Auction Express up to $100,000 for Precinct 2 Road. Ridge Commissioner Mims. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Dixon. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hill. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Now, Judge, the reason why I was doing it was because if it comes in and we don't have court, but so Miss Megan, we can get the payment
Cut a
approved
check.
and cut, so I can overnight the check to him and get the.
Okay, do we need to do a budget amendment with that?
We are,
It's
it's
already-
already passed.
That was the one, was it number 20?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. All right, item number 15, consider to take action on removing a curb to straighten a portion of Anderson County Road 441 in Precinct 3. Commissioner Dixon.
Yes, sir. I passed out a photo, y'all, to look at, and what it is, Mr. Wilmot, you see where 441 goes in, goes towards his barn and curves back. He asked me before if I ever did any improvements to that road, if I'd be willing to straighten that out across that pasture to remove the road away from his barn. The new road will be approximately 910 feet. The old portion of the road's approximately 1,190 feet. So to shorten it a little bit, but he has agreed to provide any gravel I need to put the subbase down for the road. We'd be cutting the road across the pasture and then using the gravel he provides to form put the base down, and then we'd put the oil sand on top of it. And I'm just asking the court if that's something they'd allow me to do, or just letting them know that that's what we intend to do.
And that's his pasture, correct? That
Yes,
you're gonna take
all the
road
land you
across?
see in the photo is owned by Mr. Wilmot.
And then, actually, that's gonna save you some materials.
Yes, sir. And it'll just straighten out the road a little bit.
So this would, I've never heard y'all do this before. So this would be taking off approximately 200 feet from the road?
Yeah.
So I guess when it's all done, we can come back, because then I guess we put that in the record, because that's
Yeah,
on
we'll
our.
come back
shorten
on
the
our
road.
GASB and show the road. It's gonna be short about 200 and something feet.
Okay, I guess when it's done, then we can just.
Yes, we'll just,
Yeah, when you
after it's
turn in
done,
your
I'll
improvements,
remeasure the road
yeah.
and we'll redo the GASB as to how
Okay.
long the road is.
Yes.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve Commissioner Dixon, Road and Bridge Precinct 3, to remove a curb and straighten a portion of Anderson County Road 441. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Hill, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Mims, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So, item number 16, consider to take action on closing part of Anderson County Road 418. Commissioner Hill.
Yes, sir. I passed out a list to everyone with Mr. Roger Smith and Jordan West's signature on it. What we have here is just a small little cut-through road, no houses on it. There's a lot of trash dumped on it, a lot of drug paraphernalia, things of that nature. There's one landowner who owns a very short piece of property, Lynn Smith, that comes in on 418. Mr. Rogers said that he would put the gate past Mr. Lynn's property line so that Mr. Lynn could still access his property, which there's no driveway or anything there anyway, but he will go past Mr. Lynn's property line to set the gate, and we're wanting to put a gate on each end and completely close the road. The power company and the water company they have agreed to give them unlimited access, if they have a power line down, water line bust, or anything like that. So that's what we're wanting to do, is just shut that portion of the road down.
Any questions? Not, I'll entertain a motion to approve. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to do the public hearing if this passes and all that. Won't we?
Yeah,
Yes.
you'll have to.
Closing the
Yeah.
road?
Yes.
We're gonna have to-
So we'll just
So,
vote.
the motion would be to proceed.
Right.
Start the
We'll
public
see.
hearing?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And I'll
do
put
the-
that in the form of motion, as long as you know that it's to start the proceedings.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And put the notice in the newspaper.
Yes, sir.
All right, so that's a motion by Commissioner Mills
Yes, sir.
to proceed to the public hearing.
And notice it's in the newspaper.
Appropriate notices in the newspaper for the hearing.
Yes, sir.
To close only a part of 418.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, that motion by Commissioner Mills, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Chapin. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So ordered. Item number 17, consider and take action on additional $16,143.38 needed for the installation of a soft start electrical system for Long Pine Water Supply Corporation for their generators to be paid with already approved American Rescue Plan Act funds that were approved back January 10th of 2020. I'll entertain a motion to approve those funds are set aside for that. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Hill.
Yes, sir, I'll say.
Second by Commissioner Mims. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? So ordered. Consider and take action on, item number 18, consider and take action on amendment to the contract agreement with Debt Book Software for trading leases and subscriptions in compliance with the GASB requirements for the annual financial report. Ms. Lambert.
This is a renewal. It's actually a 3-year term. It was cheaper for us to get quotes for 3 years than just pay every year. I mean, we're still gonna pay it every year, but it's a contract for 3 years. This is the software that I use to tracking the leases and the subscriptions that I use in our financial reports.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the, and it's an amendment?
Yes, that's what they put on it, was an order form amendment.
All right. And it's a renewal too?
Yes, sir.
How much does it save us?
The renewal,
I think by doing 3 years, I want to say it was $900 for this year, and then I don't know what next year would have been. And it is in my budget.
all right, I'll entertain a motion to approve the amended renewal contract agreement with Debt Book Software for tracking leases and subscriptions in compliance with GASB requirements for the annual financial report. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Chapin. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Mims. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So ordered. Item number 19, consider and take action on declaring surplus to be sold or disposed of as the county sees fit and placed in a storage facility. The following, Kenwood VHS radio system TK790H removed from Constable Precinct 2 Doug Lightfoot's vehicle and replaced with digital radio ACEM 0186 Homeland Security Tag Asset ID 302-13, and then B, digital alley car camera and microphone, serial number 1A000532, and that showed that asset is inoperable, and ID is 302-10. So I'll entertain a motion to approve showing those as surplus.
So moved.
Do we want to put them in auction or dispose of them?
Well, on that second one, if it's inoperable, I'd say just destroy it, would y'all?
Yes, sir.
That's what I'd say.
Okay, we'd probably make that part of the motion too, so that's clear in the record. The other would go to the Kenwood radio would go to the auction.
Okay.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right.
I'll put it.
So is that your motion, Commissioner?
Yes, sir, to sell, item A, a Kenwood VHS radio system, and destroy digital ally car camera and microphone.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Hill, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Mims, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So ordered. Consider and take action, this is item number 20, excuse me. Consider and take action on a quote from JAMF for software license and services renewal agreement for the Anderson County Sheriff's Office. And this was kind of a re-budget item that it's a renewal essentially
Yes, sir.
for your cell phones.
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
This is a software system that allows us to manage our cell phones from the back end so that if a phone is stolen or lost, we can wipe it and shut it down. We can also control what apps and other content are on the phones remotely. And in cases of an emergency, we can also locate those phones remotely. So, yeah, once again, I budgeted for it last year and the year before. It's in my cell phone budget, so I just asked the court to approve it, and we'll go ahead and authorize the judge to sign off on it so we can go ahead and renew for another year.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the quote.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Dixon. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hill. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So ordered. Thank you, sir.
The
you
next
got
one's
another
me too.
Yours is next, okay. Item number 21, consider to take action on declaring 20 watch guard body cameras surplus to be transferred to Palestine Police Department for the sum of $50 each. And there is a list of the serial numbers in your packet.
Okay.
Okay? And we'll make that part of the record with the clerk.
These cameras are no longer serviceable. They don't make parts for them, and they don't perform service on them. However, Palestine PD is still using those cameras until they find a replacement and find funding for a replacement. So it will allow them to keep their camera system up and running until they can get the rest of their infrastructure replaced.
Any questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve. I'm sorry.
I think the sheriff also wanted to use the proceeds to go back in their budget, and I went ahead and made
okay.
a budget amendment if the court wants to do that.
Is that number 19?
No, it's 21. It's a separate one.
Okay.
It's a separate one.
Is it $50 a camera or $100?
$50 a camera.
Okay.
That changed.
Okay, I just seen the
Yeah,
difference.
at first it was 100, but there was a correction.
Yes, sir.
That's fine.
That's why the agenda showed 50.
Okay. All right, that's fine.
All right, so I'll entertain a motion to declare 20 watch guard camera surplus and be transferred to Palestine Police Department for the sum of $50 each. And the list of serial numbers are in the packet to be filed with the clerk.
Judge, not that we really need to, but if you could include the chargers and shirt mounts as well in that motion.
Shirt mounts and
Shirt mounts and chargers.
And the chargers,
Yes.
okay, so as part of that motion, I'm entertaining that we also include the chargers and the shirt mounts and also approve budget amendment number 21, so that those proceeds will go back into the sheriff's budget as unanticipated revenue.
Yes, sir.
correct?
Yes.
I'll entertain that motion. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Hill, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Mills. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? 4. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Mills, is that a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? 4.